talking to Lieutenant General Hamid Gul about a host of really important issues, and he's joining us from Pakistan. Last time we had him on, the regular phone number was being blocked, and we were having trouble getting through on the other line, and it looks like we may be having some phone troubles now. We may try to reconnect with him in a moment. General, do we have you? Now, again, I have researched all of this information in depth, and we've had the former CIA commander for the entire Afghan war on, who wrote the book Jawbreaker, and he admitted that they would pick up 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids and would send them to Guantanamo Bay as terrorists, knowing they were totally innocent, just to create this illusion. It's a manufactured war as a pretext to feed our troops into a meat grinder as a giant laboratory of control. And that's the bottom line of what's been going on here. Going back to General Hamid Gul, General, I have looked at all of the information concerned here, and clearly the Pentagon plans to expand the war into Pakistan. They now admit that U.S. forces and contractors are there illegally. Congress had been lied to about this. Where is all this leading, and what are the Western forces doing in Pakistan?
Well, they are on sabotage, subversion mission, and inciting people to rise against the central government of Pakistan. So they are on destabilizing exercise, not realizing that this is going to hurt them more than it is going to hurt us, because we are in any case suffering. There is a spate of flood at the moment we are facing in Pakistan. It's a great human tragedy that we are in the middle of it. And on top of it, our friends America and their allies, some of their allies, and India, they are in collusion to bash Pakistan and to really unravel it from inside. Now, this is very unfair, and I don't think they will be able to do it at the end of the day. I think if they get embroiled in Pakistan, then they will keep on staying here for a very long time. And I don't think the American people have a heart for it. I think 60% of Americans are already against this war. And if they're going to expand this war, because I know one thing, the irregular fight that is going to be put up to Americans, whether in Pakistan, Afghanistan, or Iran, now the larger the area of conflict, and longer the period of conflict, the established power, the one who is equipped with more firepower, cannot win. This is a lesson from history, and it is immutable. Because if they enlarge the area of conflict, then they will get more embroiled into some of the very difficult things which they can't foresee at this moment. So I think it is professionally very, very unwise for America to get involved into a conflict inside Pakistan.
General Gul, where is this leading if the United States doesn't pull out? I mean, clearly our government, controlled by these offshore corporate interests, wants to expand this into Pakistan with this destabilization. From your research, how many contractors are sneaking around in your country versus regular U.S. forces?
Well, I think the security contractors at this moment, they are trying to spread their wings into Balochistan area. And Americans have been granted permission, it is understood, to open, because they arm twist us, our government and our leaders, very conveniently, and they are going to open a consulate in Quetta. And I think it will have two purposes. One, to continue to fan the ongoing insurgency, which is artificially being sponsored in Balochistan, which is largest of our provinces, because of its very huge size and because of its borders with Makaran coast. The coastal line mostly is covered by this province, and it's a long border with Iran. It is about 900 kilometers long border that we share with Iran. So it has twin purpose: A, to destabilize Pakistan, and B, to get inside alongside Iran and try to destabilize them, because those areas are Sunni populated and they are definitely trying to create a problem for Iran from that point. So really, at this moment, I would put the figure of the security contractors to less than 5,000. I don't think they are more than this number. And they're trying to expand, because very recently 650 visas were issued to American servicemen, and they come in CVs. This is very unfortunate that servicemen traditionally should be used in uniform, but when you start using them in civilian clothes, this is not their job. A soldier is brought in bred, and he is taught, his training is to fight cleanly on the battlefield.
So they're trying to turn them into
the work of undercover agents.
Exactly, they're trying to turn them into covert spies, so they can't be differentiated between them, regular troops, and the different contractors. Speaking of Iran, General Gul, we continue to hear over and over again that Iran is funding insurgency in Pakistan and Afghanistan, and many analysts, even here in the West, even many people in the CIA, say that that's asinine, that's a lie. What's the truth there?
Oh, it's an utter lie. Believe you me, Iran is not doing anything of this nature. But they would have us believe that Iran is our enemy. They are not our enemies. There has been no hostility between Iran and Pakistan. That border is quiet. There is absolutely peaceful movement of goods and people on that border. So this is an utter lie. It's only to malign Iran. But I tell you, Israel is hell-bent to draw America into a wider war by attacking Iran. If they go in for unilaterally to attack some target, even drop a few bombs here and there, I think it will flare up a conflict that they will not be able to control. And America is likely to get sucked into this war. And this may turn out to be the Third World War. It will be a disaster of the first order. I think it must be avoided at all cost.
Well, General Gul, it's not just you, a formidable intelligence and military expert who's worked at every level, from ground commander up to major general, right through here. But dealing with this, the word that I get from Ray McGovern, high-level CIA analyst, retired, and others, is that they're looking at green-lighting it this month. They may attack, Israel may attack in the next 15 days or even sooner. We are on the edge of what most, even Western analysts say, and the Russians agree, could lead to World War III.
Yes, I agree with you. I said that independently. I didn't have this information that you have, but all the same, I think my calculation as a strategist and as an intelligence expert is that this would be a disaster. I don't think that Russia can be kept back, or China for that matter. I don't know which all other countries will get sucked into this imbroglio, and this will be an inferno that will consume so many things. And corporate America would be the biggest sufferer. They don't realize this, because if it results eventually in destabilization of the entire region, where are they going to sell their goods, and how are they going to pick up the oil? And especially the European countries will be the biggest sufferers, and Japanese economy will collapse. So many things will happen. You can't simply, it's incalculable at this time.
By the way, that's what literally hundreds of top Western analysts are saying. They confer with General Hamid Gul. General, we're running out of time. We've got one more segment coming up. I may try to keep you a bit longer, but I wanted to get into some other issues. We're also simulcasting on television. If I can have a document cam shot right here. Evidence Mumbai attackers were Anglo-American intel operatives. That's Kurt Nimmo in November of 2008 about the Mumbai attacks. Now we have December of last year, Times of London, Mumbai terror suspect David Headley was rogue U.S. agent. The Chicago Tribune went on to report he was the commander of the operation. The head of Indian counterterrorism said it was a Western op, but they killed him that day to shut him up. Here's another one. Chicago man charged in 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. intelligence connection. So how did you know 2 years ago, day one, that this was a Western op that they tried to blame on you in Pakistan?
Well, I have an uncanny sixth sense about this because of my experience, because of the fact that I worked with the CIA and I know how their mind works. I can read their mind. For instance, I had said that this attack, 9/11 attack, was because of the internal cavity inside America itself. To date, they have not been able to come up with a charge sheet against Osama bin Laden. He should have been tried in absentia if they had enough evidence on him. Why have they not tried him in absentia?
General, I've got to stop you. This is too important. I want you to start over when we come back and talk about Osama bin Laden. Of course, CNN said that you had no evidence of that when bin Laden's on record saying he didn't do it. The CIA now admits 2 months ago that they created a fake bin Laden video. In fact, print me that Washington Post. It's Spy Talk. CIA created fake bin Laden video. Stay there. General Hamid Gul, our guest. We'll be right back. He's a retired 3-star general, so it is Lieutenant General, former head of Pakistani intelligence, General Hamid Gul. And he is with us today. And I have to tell you, I've researched this all in depth myself. It's been declassified, the CIA, Mossad, MI6 stage terror attacks. They're doing everything they can to get us into a full-bore war with Pakistan. Then they'll have to go in with a full invasion to get the nukes. And I mean, if you think that the Afghans are tough and hard to beat, the Pakistanis are just as tough or tougher and have nuclear weapons. But I'll get into that in a moment with General Gul. General Gul, I brought up the Mumbai attacks. It was later confirmed that that was run by Western intelligence, and you were getting into 9/11 being an inside job. Please spend some time on that.
Yeah, 9/11, they haven't given the evidence so far. And I think much hype was created. Now they don't even mention about Osama bin Laden. The latest statement is by General Petraeus. He said that he is so far away that whether he is alive or dead doesn't matter at all. Now that means they have forgotten about Osama bin Laden now, and they are out to destroy the Afghan nation and then come for Pakistan. From day one I said 9/11 was a pretext. Afghanistan is the lodging place, this is the staging point, and from there they will jump into Pakistan. And I fear that this is coming true. But in Pakistan, their overwhelming interest of both India and Israel, it is not America's interest, because America won't bother whether Pakistan has 30, 40 or 100 bombs. It makes no difference to America. We have no such hostility between us. In fact, we have been very fast friends in the past, and we still are friends. Anyway, the point is that Israel would simply not be able to digest Pakistan's nuclear program, nor the Indians. So Pakistan's nuclear program is one point which needs to be now resolved one way or another. Either they have to accept that Pakistan is a de facto nuclear power and should be entered into the nuclear club, because that's a reality. And the fact that they have not accepted it while India's nuclear capability has been accepted, that means they are still out to destroy it somehow. They can't reverse it and they cannot destroy it. Now that is where my understanding of Pakistan's ability, Pakistan's will to resist and its resilience comes into play. I can assure you there is a complete consensus in Pakistan on this one issue, that nuclear capability we have to protect, even if in the process we end up with a total destruction. Doesn't matter, but we will protect this capability of ours. It's a great asset for Pakistan. But my fear, Alex, is that if Pakistan is put to the corner and it is pushed against the wall, Pakistan, being an Islamic state, could also declare international jihad. Now, if that Islamic state declares international jihad, it becomes binding on the Muslims of the rest of the world to come out in support of jihad. Now, that is what will change the modern history altogether if that call is given. So let Pakistan not be taken lightly by the adversaries, by India, by Israel, or even by America. Pakistan has a potential, which is a very dangerous potential. We wouldn't like to do that. But if we have no other choice, if it is